Okay, well, hey everyone.
Hello.
We have sorted out our little difficulties. Welcome to our Sibuya Wilderness live chat on Facebook,
Lockdown session.
hosted by the Expedition Project. Um, if you haven't heard about the Expedition Project yet, go definitely check out his page and support Roger. He's a very, very good guy. Is involved with a lot of different projects, reaching out to a lot of people, and yeah. Now there is a few more coming up, Facebook live sessions coming up through the Expedition Project. One is on the 10th, that's Kondo, and on the 13th,
The Kariga Foundation.
the Kariga Foundation. They're next door here. So before we start, we should probably be introducing ourselves first. I'm Pablo.
I'm Scott.
Okay. And we're the Sibuya Wilderness Experience team, alongside Maddie and Paul and Rita here, and our doggies at Ntaka Lodge. We are running a nature conservation and marine conservation program. We're involved in community development or upliftment, and we have a sustainability project on the go, which some of you might have seen progress of on our Instagram channel, Sibuya Wilderness, or via Facebook. If you haven't, definitely go check it out. Interesting things going on here. So we're keeping busy, and during the lockdown at least, we can get some work done on Ntaka itself, while it's unfortunately for us not possible to go onto the reserve at this point.
Yeah.
So confined to a rather nice space, I have to say. So for all of you locked up in the cubicle, I feel sorry for you.
We are very privileged here in Ntaka. Beautiful.
But yeah, definitely make sure to come to visit us. So yeah, I want to quickly run through our program details, or some of it that it is we're doing. So as I said, we are busy in all kinds of conservation, starting in the marine side and the estuaries in town. We've got the bushmans and the Kariga.
That we focus on, yeah. Water quality sampling, marine studies, surveys of the river, and assessing and monitoring the conditions there.
Yeah, then we do work on Sibuya Game Reserve, which is just on the road from us, about a 5-minute drive. Yeah, we're helping out with all sorts of things on the farm, starting on surveys of carrying capacity and veld management. Then we're doing rhino watch and night drives. We're supporting our anti-poaching unit. And we do a lot of wildlife tracking and monitoring. We've actually had a few questions regarding that, but we'll get to that now. And yeah, then in the community, we're involved with a nice project in Marcel, which is run by Monica and Terry Balanga. If you're out there and you can hear us, give us a shout. Also very good people. Find out about what it is they're doing, Marcel Super Kitchen. And yeah, then our own sustainability projects are now sort of have reached kind of a peak for us. So we are busy setting up an aquaponics system. For those of you who haven't heard about aquaponics before, definitely go check it out.
Search it, have a look at it. It's
Yeah.
a very cool concept.
It is insanely interesting what's possible. Oh, well, I guess they've known about it for a while. But anyway. So, yeah,
Revolutionary.
alongside a few other projects, that is pretty much what it is we're doing on an ongoing basis. So what we used to be doing until we've hit a complete travel ban in South Africa, well, and globally pretty much. So at this point, there's no one here except us, and yeah, we're keeping ourselves busy, but as we are also just a company that started up a year ago, it is tough times, which I'm sure we'll get through. Sort of, there's a nice family vibe going on in Ntaka, and it's nice that everyone is keep pulling together and pulling in the same direction. But yeah. So, for those of you who have just joined us, hello again.
Hello.
My name is Pablo.
I'm Scott.
Scotty. Most of you will probably know us. Yeah, so let's see if we have some questions on the go. I'm going to start with Sue. She's one of our former volunteers from last year in May, I believe. And And Tom, of course. Haven't forgotten about you, Tom.
What's up, Tom?
So first question is here, do you guys have camera traps set up to see what's happening on the reserve even while you're having to be quarantining?
It explodes.
Funny enough, we do have a camera trap on the reserve, which we can't get to. So
it's been there for quite some time. Yep.
likely it's already dead. Battery is dead, and SD card is most likely full. So they are there, but not right now.
Right now, it's not an essential service, so we're not allowed to leave the game or our entire plots to the game reserve unnecessarily. Keep us at home here. Keep us on lockdown and curb the spread of the coronavirus.
Okay. Next question. Well, part of it, if so, seeing any interesting activity. Unfortunately, not during quarantine. So the next question is, what changes have had to be made to managing the reserve during this time of lockdown? So for Sibuya, some services are
Necessary.
implied to be essential or necessary. Like the protection of the rhino is still going on.
Maintenance of the game reserve, fences, keep the animals in, kind of not wandering around.
Yeah. So maintenance still has to be done. They have people on the job, so they've got a dedicated maintenance team, and they've got a dedicated anti-poaching unit. So while all of this is going on, we are, well, us ourselves, we're not on the reserve, but the reserve obviously is still managing what it has to manage.
And being looked after.
Yeah, that's right. But it is essential services. So like anything that's essential for you, just think about a game reserve. What is essential to keep a game reserve running?
Looking after animals.
They're still on the go.
They don't go on a break.
So, what risks and fears are you guys anticipating could arise during the lockdown? I'm not sure I understand this question correctly. Are we risk for or fears for ourselves or for anyone or for the country?
For the animals or for the company itself? Or
I'm not entirely sure. So let's
come back to that later.
Yeah, let's skip that one for now. Apart from the anti-poaching effort, with other aspects of reserve management are vital. They will cause serious problems for park health with a several week or month suspension. So obviously the game reserves or any game reserve in itself lives off of the tourists coming to support the initiative that they have got going on there. That's pretty much the same all over. So a game reserve is also a business, and a business has to, in some way or another, sustain itself and its employees. It's difficult enough now that we don't have any tourists. So you can literally take any tourism destination pretty much globally at this point, and
they're having a tough time. Yeah.
Exactly. There's no stream of income from that source. Tourists there is none. So.
Let's get a bit to some questions.
Yeah, we've got another question here from Digwet Wildlife Conservation Society. What does a regular day look like for you guys now South Africa is in lockdown? So a typical day starts about 7 in the morning. We wake up just as usual. We go and have a cup of coffee in the kitchen. We discuss what it is we're doing today in detail, and then we go about our jobs. So lately, it's got a lot to do with aquaponics. Yeah, building roofs, digging holes, digging more holes, planting poles.
The main thing right now is that we stay on site. So any of the projects that we're doing are within Intaka, going through past projects that we haven't completed or coming to complete, and also the aquaponics system that we are busy setting up here at Intaka Lodge.
Okay. Yeah, and then that sums it up pretty nicely, I think. We've got another question coming from Terry Lee Honeyball. What are the first plants you'll plant in your aquaponics? Okay, so by principle, in an aquaponics system, there is what is called a cycling stage in the beginning, where the fish are not yet part of the system, and it's being fed with an organic solution of nutrients, which is very high in nitrogen. Nitrogen is demanded by all plants in different amounts, depending on the plant and depending on the stage that it grows, i.e. vegetative stage or flowering, fruiting stage. So in the beginning, while there's just a high load of nitrogen, we're going to be planting high nitrogen requirement plants, or plants that require a high load of nitrogen, which is
Leafy
lettuce,
greens, yeah.
all sorts of leafy greens, kale, whatever you can think of that's green and doesn't have pretty flowers or fruits.
You can imagine in the beginning of the aquaponic system, we're creating an ecosystem for the whole non-chemical, organic biochemistry system happens together. And for that, it takes time, up to 6 months to 2 years to actually fully establish the system, the aquaponics, to produce. So it takes some time to establish what plants we can have there.
Yeah, so first plants will definitely be leafy greens, and from then, depending on the succession that is happening in our system on a biological basis, that will then determine when we are able to plant fruiting crops like tomatoes, peppers, chilies, pretty much anything you can think of, with the exception of carrots and potatoes. They do not grow in aquaponics, or potatoes and sweet potatoes anyway. Carrots, I don't know, some people might have found a way by now. But yeah, so that's about it. We've got another question here from Malian. She's asking, what projects have you used your EcoBricks for, community or their own property so far? So our EcoBrick production was until pretty much the end of the beginning of our lockdown session, where the corona pandemic started up. In the beginning stages, then we had an upgrade to our recycling initiative that we have and sort of streamlined the whole process of doing EcoBricks. Now our EcoBrick production obviously is taking a bit of a step back because we can't deliver them anywhere. And so far we're stocking up to make a big delivery. More than likely, well, it'll definitely go to the community one way or another. It's
the Bush Willow Primary School down the road takes in the EcoBricks to construct for the educational facilities that they have there.
Most likely it'll be the primary school. But yeah, EcoBrick production has sort of taken a step back and is sort of in the background for now. While we've got the aquaponics. That is a big project that we want to finish as quickly as possible. Obviously, I mean, especially in times like this, you realize how important it can be to not having to rely on other people to produce food for you. You know, if you produce your own food, then basically anything outside your gates can happen, and you can still look after yourself in one way or another. But yeah, let's see what else we have. Another one from Terry Lee Honeyball. Have we been able to monitor the river during the lockdown? If so, have you noticed any changes in the river system? Again, unfortunately, any type of conservation work, especially outside of the reserve, even more so,
the river is a public area,
is unfortunately not possible at this point. So in certain areas of the country, most of these questions are being asked by people in the UK, I believe. There is no, well, they've sent the military into a fair few cities now, and there is some rather hilarious videos out there where the MPs make people do funny things, you know, make
people
them do frog hops and sit-ups and push-ups and all sorts. But yeah, so unfortunately that's also no from our side. We wish we had so many nice days. How nice would it have been to go into the river and then go do some fishing while we do some water tests as well.
Must be so peaceful down there without many mudboats.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Okay. So one from Phil Turner. How's it, Phil?
What's up?
Thanks for letting your daughter stay a bit longer. Is aquaponics the way forward for Antaka? Does it depend on the soil you have around? Which plants, veg grow best?
The climate would have
a
factor to that. But with the soil, not so much with the aquaponic system that runs on fresh water and fish.
So yeah, two-part question. Aquaponics is definitely the way forward, not only for Antaka, but just full stop. Yeah, it is an amazing system that has got no soil in it. It's completely soilless. So in the principle itself, you already have gotten rid of so many possible pests, soil-borne pathogens and fungi that don't occur. So it is the way forward for sure. Then which veg grow best in aquaponics? That entirely sort of depends on the circumstances, So it's aquaponics is a lot of management, but if you manage it correctly, you can pretty much grow everything and abundantly,
Yeah.
I mean, up to 10 times more efficient in the same grow space than soil growing. So yeah, way forward, absolutely. Personally, I'm surprised so few people know about it, one, and two, why are still so few people doing it, especially in Europe.
Yeah.
In the first world countries, it is
such close spaces,
exactly.
such limited resources.
It's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer for me, and I'm very excited to get it going. But yeah, we also, I mean, it's not only our volunteer program that's struggling, sort of in the same situation with the aquaponics. We're also struggling because we need support in certain areas that we have no idea about, and there's no one who can do it. It's at this point, it's just like a standstill. So we do what we can, but we still rely on other people's services, and unfortunately at this point these services are suspended. Okay, got another one. Oh, Joe, thank you very much. That is so awesome. You've had a nice comment from Joe from next door, from the Krieger Foundation. We actually did she organized a nice project in, where was that? In Klipfontein? The Docs Bang Day, that was really exciting.
I remember.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Another one from the Wildlife Conservation Society. For people interested in coming out to your volunteer project once this is all run over, could you give us a flavor for the sorts of things what they might get up to? Okay, so you're basically looking for what a day, not a lockdown, at Antarctica looks like. Go for it, Scotty.
Well, it starts with a nice breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. Nice and fresh and early, coffee and all. And 8 o'clock we normally start off, depending on the day, with the lecture. What we're going to be doing for the day is alien vegetation clearing, monitoring on the river, any field work in the game reserve. And then from there we commence the day doing what we do. Obviously there's the community, there's the marine component, there's the estuary and river component, and then the game reserve itself. A nice lunch, where it be in town, Kensington-on-Sea, right down the road. We do spend one of the days of the week, so you're not confined to Intaco at the program itself. We do let you get out and actually mingle with the locals. Besides from that, spending a lot of time on the game reserve. It's focused on conservation projects, going from game capture, monitoring animals, vegetation clearing, erosion control, things like this that can protect the management of the park and help the game wardens themselves with regards to the game reserve.
Yeah, so it depends sort of on a weekly basis. Some of the things we are very flexible with. We do make that weather dependent, like a night drive, for instance. If that's on the spot or sleep out, happens every now and again too. But yeah, so we have some rainy day activities in case it's really pouring and there's torrential rain. We had that.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty, and what was it, Nicole?
Yeah.
Nicole, if you're out
Nicole,
there,
yeah.
there.
Good day in the rain together.
They were so wet. Oh my god.
We saw some good animals, man.
It's still fun to be out there. Don't get me wrong, but if it's rainy and then cold, there's things we can rather do here on Antarctica in the dry. We do presentations and build eco bricks. We build owl houses for the reserve. We're now busy with another extension of a project that we support. So, yeah, 3 days on the reserve, guaranteed. We'll be spending on the reserve. There might be an additional day on the weekend, depends on the requirements of the reserve. Or if we have a project that we need to finish and we go out on the weekend too, then one day we'll spend in the community or preparations for any community projects that we partake in, and then one day is dedicated solely to marine. So beach and the estuary, or estuaries I should say, that are around the corner here. It's a beautiful, every day is different to start with, and every day is beautiful. Like if you haven't been to South Africa yet and you haven't seen a sunset in South Africa,
it will really blow you away.
Oh goodness,
Take
that's why I'm
out.
still here, basically. Okay, Samantha, how you doing? Long time no see. And haven't seen you since actually. How are the new puppies getting on? Not a technical question. Yeah, how are the puppies getting on? So far, I mean, they're getting along quite nicely. You know, every now and again you hear a bit of growling when playing becomes, less play and more serious. Sky was not so happy with their arrival at all up until pretty much now. So the past, I think, week and a half or two.
Yeah, they've been quite short.
She's been okay. Otherwise, I don't think they're
growing very fast, getting big.
That too.
Roaming the area.
Yeah, Sunny, Simi, and Bella. No, they're behaving so far so good. I mean,
like typical puppies.
And they're gonna be about double the size in close to 8 months time.
Growing very fast.
Right. How do our volunteers split their time between marine and wildlife projects? Oh, there we go. We had the question just now. Well, we answered the question just now. So, excuse me. We split it up depending on what projects we have got running. But as I said before, we will be spending at least one day in every week
on the river, on the beach, and a community project as well.
Yeah. But there is definitely, so the question was between marine and wildlife projects. Yeah. So the wildlife side of things at this point is still the majority. Most of our work is being done on the game reserve. If there is any events happening on the beach, we gladly partake in those. We've got our own projects that we do once a week for now, and then one day in the community. And it's unreal how fast the time goes by when you are when you're doing this for. If you only come for a week, anyone who's come for a week it's mind blowing how fast the time goes.
Yeah.
And then the week is over. And
unfortunately, it goes quite fast.
Yeah. Just arrived here basically. 5 days are gone in no time. But it is anyone who's been on a game drive before knows exactly what I'm talking about. So you hear a 3-hour game drive, and then 3 hours feel like 15 minutes.
Over people what we can. Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? How much do we come into contact with the Big Five? Scotty, would you say every time we're out there? Or?
Pretty much every time we're out there, we find one or two of them here.
I think so.
Yeah.
So let's say once a week. Yeah. So what else can we talk about? I think you guys will keep the questions coming at some point. I want to go back to Roger and the expedition project quickly, and the conservation collaboration that he has given life to, basically. So he's put it all into a format where we are part of a greater association. Oh, I don't want to say association. It's like a close circle of community and wildlife conservation projects that are working together, all through Roger and the expedition project. And he's supporting all of them. As I said, I think it's quite an amazing job that he's doing. It's a huge task, looking after so many projects. I think previously he looked after over 100. So kudos, definitely. If you guys want to support him, so for all of you who have been here or who haven't been here, you should definitely be here, or should have had been here already.
Start at 7.
Yeah, no. Go and check out Roger's website, the Expedition Project. Have a look at all the projects, I strongly suggest. And there is a cool feature on his website. I'm not sure if it's live yet. But there's a feature where you can actually plan your trip through South Africa. So if you want to come to us, but you've got more time to spend than a month, go check out other places. And you can actually, like a like a normal travel building blocks, you know.
There's lots of unique different projects around South Africa.
Yeah.
You don't have to just come do one experience.
And nice places you can stay, and the trips, the routes you can take to get there. It's all on his website. And so, if you want to come to us, you can also book that through him, and that way you support himself obviously, and all the other projects while joining us, or vice versa. So, yeah. Kudos. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Roger. I really, really appreciate it. Well, we all do.
Yeah.
And we look forward to having you here again. I know Roger has been to Ntaka Lodge a while ago. I think, what do you say, almost 10 years ago? So there is lots to see for when you come through next time. I'm hoping between September and maybe October you'll find some time. I know you had some plans to travel then anyway. So fingers crossed that it works out. And then, we'll see you soon. Oh, Samantha, ask another question. What about the small five?
Oh, the small five.
So, what are the small five? Let's go through that quickly, Scotty.
Well, we saw Sammy try to catch a rhino beetle the other day. It was quite funny, but we took her away from that. Buffalo weavers. I haven't seen a couple in here in some while. Antlions down there in the gutters, still here, doing well with the coronavirus. What else we got?
Yeah, what else we got?
Leopard tortoises.
Mm-hmm.
Leopard tortoises are still in the bushes there, but they're coming out on the sunny days. But we're going towards winter, so they're going out. Not going to be found too much. And elephant shrew. Last time we saw that was in the pool that we rescued. Got taken out by Maddie in a previous little clip there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm sure it's sort of your question includes, do we ever see them? We do see some of them. We don't have the buffalo weavers here, for instance, and elephant shrews are tiny and very hard to find. But every now and again you get lucky. So we do see them. Most of them antlions anyway, galore. Once you've seen them or found them once, you will never unsee it, and you'll see it everywhere. Okay, Nirvana Lever, how's it going? Also part of our the conservation collaboration. I visited Sibuya back in 2013. Are the predators like lion and cheetah still separated from the herbivore reserve? No, so since last year, when was it? Last year, August. That's when the lions got relocated into a much, much larger area. So for all of you who don't know, previously on Sibuya, because of a restriction and a public river, or a restriction through nature conservation and a public river on the reserve, big cats were not allowed in the main section of the reserve. Therefore, they had to get a separate section, which was, I think, about 60 hectares big. And that was mostly circumstantial. Obviously, if it was, if it were up to Nick and Carol, I'm sure they would have liked to have the lions free roaming on the main side. Yeah. But the dream has finally come true last year when John Ford decided to join Sibuya and the conservation efforts there, and he opened up a nice large portion of his land to Nick and Carol Fox. And now the lions are roaming freely, hunting themselves, which I never doubted really.
Doing well.
Yeah, they're doing incredibly well.
Had a little cub, actually.
Exactly, yeah, there's new cubs out there. Check out the Sibuya Game Reserve homepage too, and their Instagram. You'll see a lot of nice content about the animals on the reserve there. Now, the cheetah quickly, Nirvana. Sibuya used to have a cheetah breeding program. Just before I joined Sibuya, that was in the latter part of 2014. They had to stop it because the cheetah actually mostly had died from, was it biliary?
Biliary, yeah, tick-borne disease.
That's right. So that is no longer happening, and we are, in fact, there is a plan to get cheetah back onto Sibuya. It is, however, still a question, can they be introduced into the main reserve, where the river is, or would they have to share
the line area, which
the line
may
area
not be too good. Yeah.
Exactly. So from a conservation point of view, I mean, it's nice to have it all in the same area and go and lion still. I've seen it a lot actually, or heard about it a lot at least. Not really seen it myself, but lion often kill cheetah, and the whole concept of breeding cheetah while there's lion close, especially in a reserve. So in much larger areas further north, I'm sure it's a lot easier. in smaller reserves that are very tricky to manage in those regards, and cheetah are very difficult to breed in any case, as I hear. So yeah, that is not happening at this point, but we are looking into some avenues where and how we can get cheetah back onto the reserve. So eventually it will happen, and you'll definitely be one of the first to know it, I'm sure. Okay, Phil, another one. Something a little more light-hearted. That wasn't so heavy-hearted earlier, was it? Our lockdown is surely different to yours and probably feels different because I live within a village next to what was a busy city in Nottingham.
No, him.
We are told not to leave our house unless to shop for essentials or to do exercise for an hour, which is tough. Exercise for an hour
We
is
do a lot of
probably
exercise,
tough, yeah.
actually. In South Africa, you're not allowed to jog around the block. You're not allowed to even take your dog out for a walk. You've got to stay at home.
Okay, so the relaxation process. So the question ends, what's your relaxation process when day is done? Well, we are, again, fairly blessed in our setup here in Taka Lodge. We have a pool. So after hot days, normally what's happening is we take the shirt off, jump into the pool, and then grab ourselves a cold drink, a beer on the weekend, or a beer during the week. In the afternoon after work is done. That is our way to relax. And yeah, we're still 10 people, so it's not like Scotty and I are all by ourselves.
It's not that bad cabin fever here.
No,
not yet.
And we've got a lot of space. So we've got 50 hectares to ourselves here, 58 hectares to ourselves at Intaka. We can take walks, literally.
Got a lot of space out there.
So relaxing is fairly easy. But yeah, anyone who's been with us before will tell you exactly that. So we work hard during the day and then relax very hard in the afternoon. Okay, due to lockdown and its impact on tourism, have you guys got any specific campaigns you want the audience to support in particular? Okay, so I want to say a bit of a tricky question. At this point, personally, I think Scotty would agree with me here when I say, for us, our projects at this point do not necessarily require your support. There's projects out there who are holding on to a string trying to stay alive through the corona period, and I think go back to Roger's website and find out who it is that needs support and go and support them by all means. As I said, we've only started up a year ago, so it's not like we have all backups in place already. That's not the case, but we can support ourselves a little while longer, and when the time comes, we will reach out. That's not a question, because we can't go on like this forever. That's also must be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think check out Roger's homepage. There are definitely projects already that need very much. It's like life support, so I would refer them in your direction, Roger. So, yeah, no problem. Nirvana lever, no problem at all. Similar to Phil, another question. Can you name some things visitors can do nearby to the spare time if they come and join you as a volunteer? Okay, so often on weekends we have some free time for our volunteers. Monday to Friday we do our work, and then on the weekend, Saturday sometimes we catch up. But normally Saturday, Sunday is time to relax. And then there's opportunity right here in the area to just go to the beach and go fishing or take a walk, go for a swim. We can organize horse riding in the area here, which is very nice. Then we can organize some whale watching in PE.
Yeah.
Canoeing in Port Alfred. I think there's sandboarding too in Port Alfred. So there's loads of things to do, especially in the summer months here. Then it's really, anything's possible. There's also Ascot Trails is around the corner. It's a nice nature reserve where you can take walks and do sleep outs. So there's no limits really. And we're very flexible with what we do in any case. So if the group comes up, look, we want to go to the beach, can we go to the beach? Of course we can go to the beach.
Anything's possible,
Yeah. Excuse me. yeah, there we go. So there's in the comments also, you'll see the expedition project just posted a link. Please go and help those projects out. We very much appreciate the suggestion, and yeah, I hope all questions have been answered. Keep them coming though, and yeah, get in touch with us if you want us to do anything in particular or to cover any topic in particular, any animal. If there's anything you really wanted to know about before,
we always have questions,
but never had a chance to. Joe, I don't know if those are questions. Where's the question mark? Yeah. Okay, no, I don't know what to say. Yeah. Well, it's time here, 1939. Any more questions, anyone? Not all at once. Calm down.
Don't flatten the bandwidth.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, Predators. Yeah, no. Okay. So, guys, I thank everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Check out our homepage. There's a link in the description already. And yeah, keep in touch.
Follow us on Instagram.
Definitely give us a follow on Instagram, follow the expedition projects and all the projects that he's supporting. Yeah, and come visit us. Well, come be part of our team.
Yeah, come through.
When this is all over. Oh, we've got another last minute question from Phil. What is your backgrounds or your work? How did you get into the Sibuya? How did it come about? Okay, well, Scotty, that's a brilliant question actually, Phil.
Yeah.
I'll let Scotty start.
I studied nature conservation through CPUT, which is Cape Peninsula University of Technology. I then became a field guide, did a Vergasen Level 1 nature guiding course at De Hoop Nature Reserve down in the Western Cape. After my studies, I decided that I would use this field guiding qualification and worked at a couple of parks around South Africa, namely Kruger and Pilanesberg, up there in northwest province of South Africa. Decided to start at Sibuya, was amazed, struck, it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to, and working there over a couple of years, I then retracted back to Cape Town, of which Pablo had started the project with a previous member, and then invited me to come up to help him do this wonderful experience and conservation-wise, yeah.
And that was last year, February.
Last year, February, yeah, February.
So my background. From Germany originally. I came to South Africa for the first time in 2014 doing a nature guide and marine guide course. Excuse me. Prior to that, I did start studying engineering at home. Typical German thing to do, and a lot of people, most of my family are engineers, so back then I really didn't have a clue what to do. Like I'm sure most people are still like that. I hope I'm not the only one. So it took me a while to figure out what it is that I want to do. Came to South Africa with a really open mind and no bigger plans. Started the course with Uluvani Environmental Training. Check them out, they're also around the corner here. Amazing experience. They taught me quite a lot. They in fact got me into contact with the Sibuya Game Reserve in the first place. So when I got there in 2014 for an internship for 6 months, it was like Scotty says, it's the most beautiful place I had ever been to. And I mean, I had the privilege of working there for a while. So then just before I flew back home and my study visa expired, Nick offered me a permanent position, so I took it. Just on, how do you say it? On a whim?
Yeah.
Yeah, just took it, and from there it all worked out beautifully up until, well, it's still working out beautifully actually. But I mean, it worked with Sibuya until 2018. And then I started, a short while after, I started the volunteer program, and a few months later, Scotty joined me. So, yeah, it really is. It's all very, very fresh. Not like
Really
anything
exciting.
I've ever done before. So, no one really. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's nothing, or not nothing. I mean, obviously, Scotty has studied nature conservation. So, from his point of view, his career in this field started, like 10 years ago almost?
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah, that's more than 10 years ago. And for me, sort of, I stumbled upon it. There is nothing, no one in Germany prepares you for the fact that you can actually become a game ranger in South Africa. No one tells you that, you know. There's no one out there really. And all my mates thought I was crazy. Which is probably true to an extent. But it was probably the best decision I've ever made. And now, in today's time, we have the opportunity to do these things. You know, think back 50 years. No one was
To
doing
access, to do this, to live by it, to earn income, you know.
No, but it's just like being in Africa is amazing. And for all of you who have never been to Africa, and South Africa in particular, come and visit us.
Yeah.
There is...
Life-changing.
Yeah, it is 100% a life-changing experience. And yeah, you have to do it. It's not even... You shouldn't even think about it twice.
Yeah.
Definitely come to South Africa. So many good causes to support. So many... The people are beautiful in this country. Super
Friendly.
nice, super friendly, super welcoming. And all around it's just... Yeah, here it's a happy vibe, you know. I have never lived in cities like Joburg or Cape Town myself. I'm quite happy about it.
We live in awareness in a country that is Ubuntu. Yeah.
So yeah, that is our backgrounds. Now relax. Well, thank you, Phil. Thank you everyone for your questions. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for tuning in. Again, check out Roger and the Expedition Project. Check out our website. Give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook if you will. And yeah, follow our lockdown series too. That's happening on Instagram. That's also where you will get most of the updates of what it is we do here on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, Maddie, anything from you?
No, thanks.
Nothing?
guys.
Okay, well, thank you everyone.
Cheers.
I'm sure we'll see you
for
again.
now.
And yeah, keep it coming and keep safe.